the FBI should be conducting. You should not have with random people sexual intercourse. Worst of all, invite them in to your home. This could be a liability. You could talk about stuff you should not talk about. Harry Mayhem knew that. But he knew as well as that many men, especially men who are head of departments, men who are married, have girlfriends on their side. They have mistresses. They are so-called Puritan indignancy is actually nothing but a sham. And if he would move on it, because he was well aware who this person is Lucy Knight, Special Agent Lucy Knight. But he knew that if he would move on it, would throw her out just because of the reason that she has a lot of sex with a lot of different men, this would probably open questions about other agents within the FBI who sometimes even in plain sight cheat on their women. And this is the last thing they need. Harry Mayhem tried to talk with Lucy, but he doesn't know how. What is one supposed to say? Stop fucking around. Stop getting fucked up all day long. Normally, he doesn't care about the personal lives of his agents, but he agrees that this reflects badly on the FBI. Apparently, a sex addict is an agent, works for the FBI. He can already see the headlines in local and national news. And if something goes wrong, they will probably come back to that. If the FBI mistreats a case, or if they make a mistake and these things happen, what then? Harry Mayhem acted, or he didn't act on it, as long as he thinks that this is just a stupid rumor and people do not actually believe in it, because outside the bureau everyone assumes that the bureau is a neat and tight organization and that these things would actually not happen, that people who are admitted into the FBI, that they would have some sort of, that they would bring with them a certain behavior. So Harry Mayhem assumed that outside the bureau people would actually not believe these rumors, but he felt uncomfortable indeed. Lucy thinks about the time when Harry Mayhem asked her into his office, when he opened up to her and said that FBI agents, that they represent the bureau outside as well, to the public as well, and that every agent should always strive to maintain a positive attitude and a positive reputation of the bureau in civil society. You are obliged to it because this is your working place after all, and the FBI needs a lot of civil cooperation to solve crimes and to make this country safe. Lucy didn't respond. She knew what this was all about, and she understood it, and she wanted to make an end to it. She knew that this is wrong, that something dies in her. She wanted to find the real man, the man she could be with. She even applied for date agencies. Whatever you have, maybe this special person is out there. But no matter how hard she tried, she didn't find this person. And she could not deal with this fear, with this mortal fear of being alone, having to sleep alone, having to face the night, the scary night all alone. And what would people say if they would knew that an FBI agent who investigates into serial killers, a profiler, is scared of the dark, mortally scared, so scared that she even is willing to be called a whore instead of someone who is actually probably not capable of being an FBI agent at all. Lucy is well aware that when people in the bureau would find out that she is struggling mentally, they would come for her. They would get rid of her. So she kept it all to herself. But she needed someone to be with. She tried to be more discreet so that people don't find out. She would not pick up man who could be in a way a danger to her. She even dyed her hair so that people might not recognize her. She started to dress differently. She had a separate dresser installed in her bedroom for special occasion to go outside, to walk through civil society, so that people might not associate her with the FBI, because she was proud to work for the FBI. It was a dream come true. She always wanted to go after the bad guys. But this mental impairment she struggled with, and she hated to struggle with, and she hated herself. Every time when she had to give in to this fear, every time when night was approaching and she felt uncomfortable, every time when she feels devastated, when she thinks of everything that might be lurking in the dark, that might be under her bed, in the dresser, and everywhere. Visions of evil people, imaginations of evil and dark eyes which come haunting her. And she feels more and more uncomfortable. And she understands that more and more she cannot be alone, that she has to do something against this loneliness, against this mortal fear. And it is only the night. And how many times did Lucy try to soothe herself, was determined to pass pass the night, to get through the night without anyone, alone, all by herself, face her fear. But the problem with her fear was that it was not visible. It was out of sight, like she was looking for something that was always hiding from her. And the eyes and the shape of this something was so elusive, would always evade her. She could not take a glance at it. And this was maddening. What was there that was waiting for her? Lucy thought that she probably goes insane. More and more that she loses touch with reality. And she has no one to talk to. And last night, she again felt this mortal fear. She again felt that she could not cope with it anymore. And that she cannot be alone anymore. That's why she went out again. Went out in a bar. Just not to be alone. Just to have a night rest. Just to feel normal again. Lucy opens the drapes. It is morning. And she feels relieved. Because it is a dawn of a new day. Lucy does not like sunsets, even though many people find sunsets soothing, as if at the end of the day you some sort of gaze into an idle, or you are in an idle notion, the end of another day, the end, and some philosophize about life, about what one has accomplished, about the daily mundane existence they live, and in the sunset, in this beauty, everything comes together. All these thoughts, which are nothing but bunkum. Nothing will change how long you gaze into a sunset. But the morning gone, it has something different on it. Something, a new start, a fresh start, aware of a lot of possibilities. This is when you can make the change, can bring change about. Lucy feels comfortable. She has garnered strength so that she does not feel afraid anymore. Despite the fact that there is a stranger in her bed, someone she doesn't even know the name of. Sexuality for Lucy has not intimacy at all. It does not entail intimacy at all. There are many variations of sexuality. Of course, some sexualities, sometimes when you have sex with someone you love and want to be with, this may be intimate. This may be something valuable, but Lucy has never experienced these feelings. She knows sex only through a favor you do someone whom you cannot convince otherwise to spend the night with you, to help you to cope with the fear. Lucy, despite the fact, is cautious. This person whom she does not know could be a murderer, could be a perv after all. She looks around, she sees his trousers. She stealthily sneaks to the trousers. She gets his phone. It is locked, but it seems all normal. She knows how to hack a phone. This is what one of her